y'all think it's a game till Fox be on. CNN, mama picking out boxes for 'em. On that thing, got my own boxes on. On headphones to get my poppin' on.
Man, we back at it again with another video, another daily jewel. As always, hope y'all staying safe, staying motivated, staying inspired, staying on your purpose. You know the whole shit, right? So like always, man, let's dive right up into it, man. Today, man, we're gonna be talking about 9 to 5s. You see what I'm saying? 9 to 5s. And I'm gonna make a disclaimer right quick. Don't get me wrong. I worked hella 9 to 5s. You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm 21. I done worked hella 9 to, like, probably for real, I done probably worked over about 25, 30 jobs. Want to say 25, 30, probably pushing it. Easily 25 jobs. You see what I'm saying? Like, I done worked at so many jobs when I don't apply for jobs no more. But when I used to apply, or if I ever do apply again, you know, I only can remember like 6 jobs out of all them jobs because it's just so many. You see what I'm saying? So I said all that to say, like, I don't got nothing against nobody who work no job. If you work a job, I honestly do salute you because, you know, that it's you doing something for yourself. You see what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers choose not to work and, you know, go the other route, but you choose to work a job. I respect that 100%. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm gonna give y'all some game. I'm gonna give y'all some game. You know, that's what I do. I'm gonna give y'all some game, right? So I want y'all to think about this. For those who work 9 to 5 and, you know, you probably like thinking about a way to get out that shit, or you just maybe just you cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking to y'all. Now, get it some thought. If you have kids, or if you don't have kids, just act like you got kids if you don't. Now, I'm gonna say this. With a 9 to 5, right? It's not a bad thing because it really could be a tool of leverage depending on how you utilize it and how you're looking at it, right? You could use that as a tool of leverage. So for the ones, like I said, for the ones who trying to get out the 9 to 5 and start something on their own and have their own ownership, that's a tool of leverage. I'm gonna give y'all some game and I'm gonna switch back on the other side. For those who trying to get out, what you do is your mentality should be infiltrate, educate, and vacate. You get in there, you scan everything, right? Let's say I work at FedEx, and I really did work at FedEx too. That's crazy. I used to work at the airport. So let's say you work at FedEx, right? You working at FedEx, and your business got something to do with selling t-shirts. You want to start a t-shirt company. All right. So you working at FedEx, infiltrate, educate, and vacate, right? Boom, you get the job. You already infiltrated. All right, so what's next? You got to educate yourself on what's going on throughout the whole system. Study every department. Learn everything from how, like, I was working at the airport. I didn't ask questions that don't got shit to do with my department talking to the technician bull. You see what I'm saying? Ask all questions that you could, you know? So if you're working at FedEx, you know, ask questions about how does this process work, you know, from the trucks being filled up, you know, and then them dropping the shit off and them going back. Like, how does that process work? You know, what's the time frame? You know, what's the deadline on it? How does this, you know, ask questions, you know, get educated on it, right? Because when you do that, it's 2 benefits. Number one, they're gonna see that you really like the job, so they may, you know, give you a little extra, you know what I'm saying, information, you know, because they see that, okay, in their mind, they're gonna be like, yeah, he or she really wanna stay. But the whole time you like, man, I need to know this whole system. So it's a play on 2 ends of the spectrum on that tip right there, right? So once you get in, you get the information, you evacuate, you get up out of there, right? And when you get up out of there, don't do it like how I done it multiple times. Don't just leave. You know what I'm saying? Don't just leave like that. Don't burn no bridges with nobody. So when you evacuate, you do it properly. You know what I'm saying? So you put your 2 weeks in the whole shit. But I'm going to go back to educate. When you in there, learn everything. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a t-shirt company, right? And your whole shit, the biggest way you going to make money is through distribution, right? So FedEx, at least FedEx as a whole is distribution, basically. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's express or ground, you know what I'm saying? It's all distribution. I was at express in the airport with the planes and shit. So what I would do, and I'm just saying, like, if I was in your shoes, what I would do is to understand distribution. I would ask questions like, you know, what's the maximum capacity carry limit for packages on this kind of plane, and for this kind of plane, and for this kind of plane. I would just educate myself on distribution and shit like that first, and then I would drift off to something else. So let's say, you know, another category, something that I'm not too familiar in, that, you know, that got something to do with t-shirts and shit like that. I would say, you know, I would educate myself on I don't know, let's say human resources, for whatever reason, however that would fit into your shit. For example, you go to human resources, you fill some shit out, you know, whatever the case is, fill some paperwork out, do what you got to do. You ask questions on it, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's from Excel sheets, you know, Microsoft Office, Word, whatever the case is, educate yourself on shit like that. Because like I mentioned in my last couple videos ago, you know, essentially all you working at a job is, depending on how you look at it, going to college for free and getting paid. Depending on how you looking at it. And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was in that mentality, that state of mind, it made going to work so much fun. Like I don't think I ever hated going to work, but it was a few jobs I used to not like to go to work, you know, and once you get there, you just get in the groove. But waking up in the morning, you know, it's kind of fun to go to work because it's like, damn, I'm about to really learn a lot of this shit from this job on behalf of the benefit of my business that I'm about, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to reverse that way. Not even reverse, you got to alter that way of thinking and just go this way with it. So once you do that, you get the information, you get out, boom. Then you figure out ways you can apply to your to what you got going on the outside, right? Boom. That's for the people trying to get about that shit. For the people that's in it, and you ain't looking to leave, I'm gonna give y'all some game. I'm gonna compare and contrast for you, and I'm gonna let you make the decision. Now, if you got kids, right, and you just comfortable where you at with the 9 to 5, that's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna say this. If you got kids, right, and depending on where you at in your life, I can almost for sure 99.9, you know, percent be for sure that, you know, when it comes to your income, you have no control over, right? So you depending on a source, a man, a woman, to put food on your table and pay all your bills and take care of your children financially. You depending on one source for that, maybe multiple, but you depending on a source for that. At any given time, they can snatch that from you and your ass is gonna be hungry for 3 nights. Now, if you comfortable with that type of scenario that could potentially happen, you know, you might as well click off the video because this might not be for you. But if you feel some type of way about that, or if that, you know, that causes some type of question mark in your head, like, damn, you know, youngin really, he on to something, then keep watching. So let's proceed. So think about it like this. When your kids grow up and they get to the age, you know, to where they 18 and then they can start working, what you gonna do? All right, youngin, it's time for you to get a job. So what you gonna do? You gonna send them off to work for somebody else. What they gonna do? They gonna follow the same cycle that you done went through. Now, you may be doing decent in life, or you may be not so decent in life. Wherever you at, 9 times out of 10, your kids may double that, or they may like double that in a good way, or they may double that in a bad way. So if you work at a 6-figure job, your kids may X to that in a good way. Or if you work in, let's say, you know, I'm gonna throw it out there. If you just, you know, you cleaning up toilets or something, whatever the case is, your kids may say, you know what, I'm not doing that. But I respect the people who do it. But your kids may say, I'm not doing that, so I'm gonna go ahead and do my thing. And they might do their thing in the streets, and that's gonna be an X2 in a bad way. You don't want that. So you gotta understand that, you know, you setting out a blueprint for your kids. You know what I mean? What you doing is what they seeing, and then they saying like, okay, you know, I see my mom and shit like that do it. They gonna have a choice. I mean, everybody want to make money, so you know, they see you not really getting paid too much from doing what you're doing on the low end. Why would they want to do it? They gonna go somewhere to where they gonna make 6 figures. You know what I'm saying? 6 figures. Whether it's a 6-figure job or 6 figures in the streets or a 6-figure business, however they got to do it to get that bread, that's what they gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And if you already know that the company don't got your best interest, why would you, you know what I'm saying, even put your kids in a situation like that? I know my step pop, man, this boy done worked at his job for about 20 years. Probably 20 years plus. You know what I'm saying? It's the only job he could get because he a felon. And this another joint how they be getting people. This the only job he could work at because he a felon. I didn't work there before too, and the pay pretty decent. I was making about what, thousand a week, probably. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. But it's real like damn near slavery type of labor, like some shit that you should be doing back in the day, like coal mine type shit, like damn near. See what I'm saying? So he was working at that shit for like 20 plus years, you know. They just let him go on some bullshit because a new person came in, you know, didn't like him for whatever reason, whatever the case is, and then he got let go from that. But he been here for 20 plus years, and then the bull who just came in, he been here for probably about a week. And it's crazy too now I think about it, because the same shit happened to me. I wasn't there for no damn 20 years, but I was there probably about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? When I first started, new manager came in. For whatever reason, you know, he got me up out of there. You know what I'm saying? He ain't even let me know what I did. I just know I was fired one day for some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I said all that to say, like, you know, you don't got no control over that. And it don't matter how many years you put in, how cool you is with the executive, CEO, whatever the VP, whatever if they don't fuck with you, they gonna get you up out of there. Because this whole shit is a business play. It's a business play. And I think a lot of us don't be understanding that it's a business play. Like, we be thinking like, oh yeah, my job cared for me because they brung donuts for everybody in the morning. Like, no, your job wants you to stay the fuck at the job and perform well for the day. So they brought you some donuts. You see what I'm saying? So we got to get out that mind frame and think of like our job cares for us, because they really don't. And we don't need them. They need us. That's a fact. I guarantee you, if everybody in that whole building walked the fuck out at the same time, they're going to be assed out for a few days until they come up with it. I'm sure they already got a POA if that happens, because I know certain jobs do, but they're going to have to figure it out. The whole work site walk out, they assed out. You see what I'm saying? We don't need them. They need us. Don't ever get that twisted. We don't need them. They need us. We the ones who produce all this shit. We the ones who in their warehouses breaking shit down to get it out for distribution. We the ones doing all that, not them. They in the offices. They at the crib. They on vacation. They chilling. You know, while they chilling, we out slaving. You know, whether you want to look at it like slavery or not. And I'm not talking about, you know, back in the day slavery. I'm not saying it like that. It's obviously evolution. You know, it had some evolution to take place, but it's still slavery. You know what I'm saying? The way you look at it, you still working for somebody else, hard labor, physical labor, to get paid crumbs. You see what I'm saying? To get paid crumbs. Then on top of that, you can't even speak your mind. I can't tell you how many jobs I done got fired at for speaking my mind. Cause I ain't never hold shit back. If I ain't like you or you was doing some bullshit, I'm gonna call you out on it. From manager, CEO, all that. I done got into it with motherfuckers who started the company, bro. Sis. You see what I'm saying? I done got into it with motherfuckers who started the whole company. Like, just from expressing my opinion, cause that's how I am. Like, you know what I'm saying? So you don't ever think like, you know, the company, they love you, they there for you. You know, it's to the end all. Nah, it ain't never that. It ain't never that. You know what I'm saying? And they'll let your ass go, you know, like that without even thinking twice. They don't care about your kids, even though they met them, they met them, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case is, you brung them in one day. I don't know however the shit go down. You know, you let them know you showing them pictures on lunch break. They don't care about all that shit. All that shit be a gimmick. All that shit be a gimmick. Think about it from their perspective. If that's your business, whatever you do for work, if that's your business, wouldn't you want to treat your or act like you care about your employees? I mean, if you're a non-genuine person, act like you care about your employees so they can perform good for the day and stay there long term, so you ain't got to keep going through the hiring process and getting on their ass about them not producing. Like, wouldn't you think like that and carry it like that? That's the same shit that they doing. That's the same shit. Another thing is too, right? I'm gonna say this and I'm gone. Another thing is this. I used to work, bro, when I used to be working at jobs, and I'll be like in the orientation shit, and you know, or hiring process, and they be talking about some you know, yeah, so if you here for 3 months, you know, you get a 5-cent raise, 10-cent raise, and like the people I'm with in orientation, they be all hyping shit. I just be looking like, you hype over 5-10 cents? You see what I'm saying? Like, your time is worth 5-10 cents to the point that you gonna get happy like that? You gonna be hyped like that? I ain't never understood that. So what I'm saying is, you watching this, you not worth no fucking 5-10 cents. I'm sorry, 30 cents, $1. You not worth that. Give a fuck if they was paying you $100 an hour. You not worth that. Unless you think you is. You know what I'm saying? And you entitled to do what you want. But I'm telling you, you not worth that. I'm not worth that. Ain't nobody worth no fucking 5 to 10 cents an hour extra. Like, what's that? You see what I'm saying? And they be really pitching that shit like, yo, you know, you be here for 3 months, you know what I'm saying? You gonna get this bonus, you know, 401k access. I mean, we gonna throw in a little 10 cent. People be like, yeah, damn, that's not bad. You know, you get health benefits and all that. Oh yeah, that's not bad. Like, yo, and whole time, like, the insurance companies be linked up with them and all that. Like, it's a whole business, yo. It's a whole business, yo. And you gotta look at it from that angle. Like, it's shit not personal, man. So with that being said, the common denominator of this whole video is that the people that own these jobs and they got y'all working, they don't give a fuck about you. So if they don't care about you and you got kids and you already know from what I just told you that, you know, how this process could potentially go, why not create a plan of action to stay ahead of the game? So if it does happen, you already set outside of the job, or when it do happen, you already got a plan that you could take heed to or action on, and you're gonna be all right. Stay ahead of the game, man. Signs for the conscious mind, man. You know, so with that being said, man, as always, man, hope y'all staying safe, staying inspired, you know, staying motivated, staying on your purpose. Don't never give up. You know, you ain't worth no fucking 5 to 10 cents. I'll tell you that right now. You ain't worth no goddamn 5 to 10 cents. You know what I'm saying? So don't never get that, you know, don't ever be thinking like that, because that shit, devil is a lot, right? You mean? So with that being said, you know, I'm going to sign off, man. Y'all stay safe. That's love. I'm going to tap in.
See, y'all think it's a game till Fox be on. CNN, mama picking out boxes.